Welcome to the Catholic Life Coach Podcast. My name is Carla Fitz. I am a certified life coach, wife, and mom of two beautiful little girls. My hope for this podcast is to offer support and empower other Catholic women to live their most authentic life, to share life coaching tools from a Catholic perspective in order to help you live a more fulfilling life filled with peace, joy, and abundance. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to this week's episode. How are you guys doing? How's your week going? This past week was a gift in my life. I went to Dallas for the Life Coach School's Mastermind. It was an amazing event. It was over 400 women and some men, but mostly women, coming together and really motivate us to go after our dreams, to go after our desires, to go after our insane desire for helping other women, other people. In my case, it's other women. I work with women. But it really was an inspirational 4 days. And for me, I got to meet so many fantastic coaches. Some were Catholic coaches, and it was such a beautiful moment for me to connect with them. And also my own coaches, like people that I have been working with in the past few years. And my current coach, Jamie Berman, she was just getting to meet her was such a gift in my life. And it got me thinking about a question that I was asked by Brooke Castillo 2 years ago. I was on a walk and my friend had sent to me this podcast by the Life Coach School with Brooke Castillo. In that walk, Brooke asked a question. And that question was, are you living your best life? That is the title of this podcast and the reason why I'm bringing it up. It was one of the most life-changing questions for me. When I was asked, are you living your best life? I realized I had never considered this question. I realized that I had been living my life kind of through the motions, kind of going with what fit in, what people were doing, what people were expecting, following other people's dreams because they made sense, working really hard so that I can, go on a trip once a year. Like that was my goal. Not even. But I was not really living into the callings that God was giving me in my heart. I was kind of ignoring it because that was too crazy. Well, that dream, no, we don't really need to do that. Well, no, we'll just stay here because it makes more sense. I was living life in a very low amount of emotions. I was not pushing myself. I was not growing very much. I was just staying alive. And when she asked the question, are you living your best life? I felt this insane emotion within me and felt God very strongly within me saying, no, you are not living your best life. You are living the bare minimum of your life. You are called to do so much more. You are called to be so much more, to become so much more. And I need to tell you that so are you. If you are listening to this podcast, there is no coincidences, my friend. If you are listening to this podcast, you need to know that you're listening for a reason. And that reason is simply that God is calling you to do something amazing. He's calling you to become the next version of you. What I realized in that moment when Brooke asked that question was that something needed to change, that I couldn't continue living life as if I had a million other lives to live. I have this one life that God has given me, and I have got to make the best out of it. And in that moment, I made the decision that something needed to change, right? So I don't know what that was going to be. The moment I opened up and I said, okay, God, I hear you. I feel this desire to change my life. I feel this desire to create something, to become someone else, to become someone new in you. God led me to my first coach. And that first coach led me to the Life Coach School. And I would have never imagined, and I am trying really hard not to cry, that I would become a certified life coach with the Life Coach School, with the woman that asked me that question in the first place. And that I would get to go to Mastermind, meet her, hug her, and take a picture with the woman. I would have never imagined that it would have worked out. But you know what I did need to do? I needed to trust that God placed that desire in my heart for a reason, that I was being called to do something new for a reason. You have a choice. There are people out there that believe that our desires are not good. What I'm here to tell you is that our desires are placed in our heart by God. He places the desires in our hearts to help us become the person whom He's calling us to become. Those desires are not there for no reason. They're there because He put them there. We don't understand how we're going to get there. We don't understand why we need to get there. But it is not our job to either know the how or the why. It's our job to say yes. It's our job to go after it. So I ask you the question now. Are you living your best life? Are you allowing yourself to dream big? Are you allowing yourself to make an impact in the world? Are you allowing yourself to go after the things that make you happy? Are you allowing yourself to spend time growing in faith? Are you allowing yourself to grow as a person, as a human being, as a mother, as a wife, as an entrepreneur? What is it that God is calling you to go and do? What defines your best life? In order to help you answer this question, I am going to give you 3 tips, 3 questions, 3 things to think about while you're answering this question. The first one is, what is something that if money wasn't an issue, if time wasn't an issue, and if place where you are at right now wasn't an issue, if that was not an issue, what would you love to be able to do? Answer that first question. If time, place, and money wasn't an issue, what do you wish you could do? The second thing is, if you could do anything, if you could be anything, what would that be? And the third thing is, what do you feel like God is calling you to do next? Sometimes we don't get to see the full picture. Actually, we never get to see the full picture. Most of the time, God is like, hey, Carla, go do this thing. And I'm like, okay. And then I show up and it just works. I'm going to tell you a story. The other day, I went shopping to get some flowers for a friend. And on the way there, I felt God very clearly just say, hey, get 2. Well, maybe it wasn't very clearly. It was a nudge. It was in my head. All of a sudden, it just popped in my head that I needed 2 flowers. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll get 2 flowers. I don't know why. And so I got the 2 flowers. One of them really made me think of Mary, so I just grabbed it. And my plan was to bring the flowers to Holy Hour because, I don't know, it's just what felt right. So I dropped off the flowers for my friend. I carried the flowers with me and I just thought I'll just drop it off when I have my Holy Hour this afternoon. But when I showed up for the Holy Hour, I realized that the flowers in front of the Eucharist, of the tabernacle, were dead, dry, completely dry, no water left, fully dead. They look like Halloween flowers. They never look like that, you guys. Anytime that I go to Holy Hour weekly, they are always beautiful, alive, colorful, vibrant. This time I went in and they were dead. And who walked in with the flowers in her hands? I did. That is an example as to why we're supposed to follow God's nudges for us. Sometimes it feels like an emotion. Sometimes it's a feeling inside of you. You just feel like you need to do something. Sometimes it feels like God is like, man, come on, I'm calling you to do this thing. And He will repeatedly remind you because we are stubborn and He loves us. And He just reminds us. Sometimes it's a friend that tells you something that maybe you needed to hear. Those nudges, that emotion, are being given by God. That is why I fully believe that your desires are put in your heart by God. And those desires are meant to be followed. They are meant to be manifested. Because when you become aware of who you are and you become aware of what God is calling you to do, there's nothing left to do but to do it. And I love the fact that not only is God giving us the next step that we need to take, but He's also preparing us to do it. I fully believe that your desires are there because God placed them there, and they are there because you are capable. They are in your heart because it's done. They are in your heart because you are meant to pursue them. And it is not easy. It's simple, which is go do the thing, but it is not easy. And I know that it's not easy, but it is worth it. I would have never imagined in a million years that after that question that Brooke asked in that podcast, I would be led to my first life coach. I would be led to losing almost 100 pounds. I would be led to becoming a coach. I would be led to encouraging and empowering other Catholic women to follow their dreams. I would have never imagined that I would be in this mastermind and meet friends that were all the way across the world in person. I would have never imagined that I would take that picture with Brooke Castillo, that I would meet so many amazing coaches that are also Catholic. I would have never imagined that it would give me the freedom in my family and in my business and in my dreams. It is a journey, my friend. It is not easy, but it's worth it. So ask yourself that question. Am I living my best life? And go back and re-listen. What are the 3 questions that I asked? Get clear on what that best life looks like for you. Not for your mom, not for your dad, not for your sister, not for your best friend. What does it look like for you? What is God calling you to do, to create? You are capable, you are worthy, and you are ready to go after those dreams. Are you living your best life? I know how hard it is to be on the journey to find whom you are being called to be. I know how hard it is to get clear on those goals and on that dream that you are ready to go follow. I am giving 5 women the opportunity to have a free coaching session with me. No strings attached, completely free for you to experience coaching one-on-one with me. So click the link in the description and save a time that works for you. I can't wait to see you there. God bless.